My name's Tommy. I recently marched Broken City and Mandarins this season. So what got me into marching vlogs was just a short conversation I had with Sergio at the house at one point, and it was, oh yeah, I think me, Cameron, and Zach are gonna like make a drum line. And I was like, thank God I'm still drumming. And I got lucky enough that they actually allowed me to be a part of this. Yeah. I guess one thing that I was really used to from like Broken City to marching vlogs was like, we were all really close together physically. So like drumming together, we didn't necessarily have a problem with like the listening situations. And then going into like marching vlogs, we're actually like starting to spread out more and more and more. So it's like the whole social distancing thing between like all of us is actually like kind of waking me up a little more to like how hard I'm playing versus how much I need to blend with everyone else. And that was actually kind of a surprise. One thing that I really like to get out of the whole marching vlogs experience is honestly like getting to like feel the difference between all the lines like just mashed together, and we all vibe differently, but it's like kind of wanted to see how that would work out. So I was like really excited for that, and so far it's working out great. I guess something that helps me really like get through video assignments and help me get better is trying to like allow myself to like make mistakes and just allow that to happen, because like marching vlogs, seeing how everyone's like so amazing, that extra pressure made it like, oh my God, I need to make sure this happens right. What can I do? So I was like, okay, I just need to breathe and make sure like when I'm going through the reps, I'm okay with messing up.
When I'm practicing, the one thing I keep in my mind to make sure I'm getting better is having thoughtful reps over just like mindless reps. A lot of times it'll be easier to just kind of go off on a tangent and just start hacking a part out rather than like really thinking about the way you should be approaching it, you know? I am Will. I play snare at Pulse Percussion and Vanguard. Today for this rehearsal, it's our first time playing as a full ensemble. So we're just getting through all the warm-ups, lining that up, and then trying to get through as much of the book as we can. I mean, drumming with the quads, I was expecting them to kind of be at the level that we were at, you know? It was nice hearing like the other voice and the parts kind of just sound cool together, you know? So we were facing each other and hearing their sound come towards us. It was a nice experience. Listening to the music for the first time and the last time, I would prefer the last time just because it's the final product and it's cleaner. They're both cool in their own ways. First time because it's like the first time the music's coming to life, but we're all obviously good enough to know that we can do better. So like playing it at the end is like its final product, you know? So hearing it then is like when it's fully polished rather than when it's like just coming to life, you know? Because that's like the ultimate goal, you know? It's the product that's gonna go up on the shelf.
One of the educational tools that I really wish I had when I was in high school that's around now, Percussion IQ or other forms like that, where you can learn a lick or a piece and then really play it, and someone will like actually give you feedback for it.
I mean, I jumped on the whole YouTube thing. I would always watch videos, try to imitate what's going on. That's how I kind of went through a lot of high school, just kind of self-critiquing.
I feel like I had a lot of tools, but maybe some of them I didn't like acknowledge as much. Vic Firth offers a really great like rudimental program on like their website where you could just like play rudiments and like kind of speed them up as they go. So like a kind of like a click track. And I honestly think that's a great tool. I never did that, but looking back on that, I'm like, dang, that's freaking awesome, you know? Hi, my name is Sean. I play snare recently for RCC and Blue Devils. For me, what made me want to do this activity after high school was someone that was a senior when I was a freshman started marching independent groups, and then when I like did my first independent season, I actually saw RCC live for the first time. I think that's what really sparked everything for me. So yeah, at RCC 2016 was like my inspiration. I think I wanted to join the Marching Vlogs Drumline because there was a lot of diversity, and I almost felt like if I didn't do it, it would be a mistake because I would miss out on like, you know, talking to people and kind of like seeing different influences. Like learning myself, like I'm trying to put myself in a position where like I'm trying to just like be a sponge. And I've been listening a lot to like what kind of comments are being said. It's pretty cool to be able to like find similarities, but in like different words. Marching and teaching that's like a big commitment. Especially when I first started teaching after high school, I had to learn how to teach. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was really difficult because I feel like everything that was like happening, I could understand, but I couldn't like explain it. I would strongly recommend that you find someone that's, you know, teaching that like it understands what they're doing and you trust. That way you can learn really fast. But just like, don't react, because it's like, you're still young and like there's a lot of people around you that are way better at teaching than you. And like, you have to be, it's almost like you have to get better, because you're like, you're already experienced in drums, so you have to get better at teaching. You know, that's a whole nother skill set that you have to develop.
We hope you're enjoying the MVD Drumline.
If you are, consider becoming a sponsor for the project.
The funds made will directly go to operating costs, helping us with sticks, awesome media, drum heads, and most importantly, masks, face shields, and hand sanitizer.
We also have tons of merchandise at the MV store that you can grab that will directly benefit the drumline.
Once operating costs are covered, the rest will be donated to the La Puente Outreach Center Food Pantry, which feeds hundreds of families in our community.
Our partners at the City of Industry and Pacific Crest have set a fundraising goal of $50,000.
You can check all this out at marchingvlogs.com.
A show that like changes the activity for me is it's also kind of funny because Broken City 2019, their snare break had this really weird detail in it.
Broken City this past season, it's funny, man, like less notes is almost like, I don't want to say the way to go, but just like, I feel like if every note's super clean, if there's less notes, that's better. You know, like it actually sparks something in me.
Like, it's not necessarily like being perfect with the met for that group, it's more so like they all had to be together, like, and on the same page perfectly.
For the final role in the 2019 show, Mike kind of brought it back to the theme of the show, submitting yourself to kind of surrendering. In some situations, you have to kind of let the part do what it wants to do. If it feels natural, then why fight it? Hi, I'm Jared, I'm 22. I marched Broken City this past winter and Blue Coats last summer. I think what makes the Marching Vlogs Drumline experience different from a normal season is the increased amount of individual accountability that we're holding each other to. It's on us to make sure that it's up to our best quality. One of the most interesting things for me is, aside from the drumming obviously, but learning about other people's philosophies, how people mentally prepare themselves, and learning how they got to where they are right now. You manage to make it to the one spot where people are inspired in the same way and have the same passion. I feel like I wanted to pursue DCI from early high school, but everybody that was in the activity just seemed like they were untouchable. They were somehow different from me, and I feel like once I got to where I wanted to be in the activity, it's like I feel the same. I'm just kind of a normal guy, you know. I think people getting more involved with social media and giving fans that hope to be part of those drum lines one day, it almost humanizes the group that you want to make. I think one of the most iconic shows for me that I always look back on is Blue Coats 2012. I think that is such an iconic Blue Coats drumline that members now even look back on.
Yeah, the first show I ever saw live was Blue Devils 2012. That was the first one that I saw in person that I think like made me really want to do it. I'm Danny Pendergrass. I am 21 years old. I play snare drum and I've marched Blue Devils and RCC indoor. I've seen a lot of shows over the years, like when I've been marching, that I think they push the activity by the core or the organization, like changing what they do. Like Vanguard, when they went from like 2016, particularly with like the uniform, to 2017, they left a big part of like what defined them. I think it opened up the ability for their design to like go further than they had been going before. For me, like one of the things that I love about the Blue Devils, and I love about being there, is that there are some sort of like traditional things that we do, but for the most part, it's very much about what can we do now that has never been done, or what can we take that has been done before and take it to the next step. That kind of thing is what I love being a part of, like knowing that maybe we're just trying something now that's going to disappear in a few years, but maybe we're doing something now that in a few years is going to be all over the activity. What was really cool to me about the Marching Vlogs Drumline when I first heard about it was that it's going to be comprised of members from different organizations, and that that's something that I've always kind of dreamed of being able to do. Like just have different snare lines hang out and like drum together and kind of cut the beef, because like sometimes like in the season it can be like, oh, like these guys suck and these guys suck, but you don't even know them. But as soon as you do know them, all of that like trash talking goes away.
Kind of looking at Broken City and RCC, I thought they kind of had their own unique styles, and that was it. But kind of drumming with them now, seeing like everybody else like switching up styles and being able to adapt. Nobody is set on like one specific thing. Like people can play different types of music, different styles of music.
There was a culture like years ago, they talked crap on other groups because like they were like, they suck and like we're the best, and that's what they felt like they needed to do in order to like compete better.
But then like the more I started realizing like what they were doing, and just like the approach behind everyone, I was like, wow, everyone's really good. Like, why are we even like, why is everyone like that, you know?
We can't actually feel like we're being truthful if we talk crap on them.
I think drumming in the Marching Vlogs Drumline really strips that kind of level of superficiality you have in the competitive season. You kind of have to have that mental edge over people to stay motivated to, you know, want to edge them out of the competition. But I think being here has eliminated that.